Hey, virtuals. So, Miss Franklin is all about keeping it real. So, here's the deal. I just don't feel like you all are learning anything. I feel like me trying to teach my lessons to you and face to face at the same time, it's a lot. I feel like they're getting more attention than y'all, or y'all are getting more attention than them. And I just feel like if I record, that would give you all a good solid lesson and a good shot at actually learning something this year. So, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I did this in the spring with fifth grade last year and it went pretty well. We'll see how it works for y'all. So, today we are going to pick up with Unit 5, Day 4 of Wilson. Of course, we are in our unit of multisyllabic words, identifying syllables and syllable types. But I'm going to start off with drilling some high frequency words. And boys and girls, remember, high frequency words are simply our sight words, or words that are learned by sight and not necessarily by sound, simply because a lot of them don't follow our phonetic sound rules. These are also words that are most commonly found in the English language, and also words that you should know without a shadow of doubt when you head off to middle school next year. So let's get started. I'm going to give you the word and give it to you in a sentence. Our first unit high frequency word is full, F-U-L-L. Later on, we will learn full as a suffix. However, that full will only have one L. But we're talking about full, being full of something. Your stomach can be full of food. You can have a can full of a certain type of liquid. So full. We have push, push, put, pull, want, as in I really want some candy. Front, she sat in the front of the class. We have often, which is one of those high frequency words that don't follow our typical sound rules, because typically we would think that often would have two F's. It only has one. And then we have friend, and friend is another word like that has a random I, where we would think it would just be friend. No, it just has an I in it for some reason. So, once again, these are your unit high frequency words. We have full, push, put, pull, want, front, often, and friend. And once again, friends, these are those words that you should know right off the bat. Now we are going to look at our demonstration word for today. You know, yesterday it was insist. Insist. Today we have this word. I'll give you a second to sound it out on your own. R-A-P-I-D. The word is rapid. Rapid. And rapid, boys and girls, is just a fancy way to say very fast. So, she was rapid in heading to the car rider line because she was so ready to go home, which just means she moved very fast. Now, boys and girls, if I am trying to identify the syllables in rapid, of course I could do like my chin test. Rapid, my chin dropped twice, so that's 2 syllables. Or I could clap. Rapid. Or, of course, we can follow our syllable division rules that we have been learning since last week. So, boys and girls, anytime you are going to try to attempt, I think I said way too much, going to try to attempt. Anytime you are trying to find the amount of syllables in a word, all you have to do first is find your vowels. Always, always, always find your vowels first. So, right now, I know that A, E, I, O, and U are my vowels. We will learn Y as a vowel later, I think around Unit 7. But right now, it's just A, E, I, O, and U. So, in rapid, I have an A, that is a vowel, and I have an I, that is a vowel. Boys and girls, once I find my vowels, in this case, it's A and I look for what is in between my vowels. And I notice that I have a consonant, or a letter that is not a vowel, a P. One single consonant in between my 2 vowels. So what do the syllable division rules state? It states this: when I only have one consonant in between two vowels, this consonant sticks with the first syllable to keep it closed. So when I say that, I mean that this P is going to go with this first syllable, and I just scoop. Rap, rap, rap. And then this I will go with the second syllable, the D. I and D make id, it. So I have rap, id. So for those of you who like math, this part of reading is kind of like math to me because it's kind of like a formula. You find your vowels first, you look at what's in between the vowels, and then you judge your syllables accordingly. So I found my vowels, the A and the I. I looked at what was in between it, one consonant P, and I know that my syllable division rule states if I have one consonant in between two vowels, then that consonant goes with the first syllable, rap-id. If I put this P with the second syllable, it would become rapid. And we don't say rapid, no, we say rapid. Move rapidly. We don't say move rapidly. So that is the deal there. Now, when wanting to identify my syllable type, same rule applies. You always, always, always look for your vowels first. We work syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. So, in the rap syllable, did I say syllable? In the rap syllable, the A is still my vowel. So, when I identify the syllable type, first I identify my vowel, the A, and then I look at what is after the vowel. I don't care what came before it. I'm not worried about the past, I'm worried about the future. So, I find my vowel, I look at what's behind it. So I have an A, it's closed, hint, in with the P, and it's making the short sound, rap, ah. So this is short, I mark it with a breve, we call that a breve, and it is closed in, so it must be a closed syllable type. And then I would just do the same thing for id. I look for my vowel, the I is closed in with the D. It's making the short I sound, id, I. So this is a short I. Let me mark it with a breve. And then it is closed in. So I have two closed syllables to make the word rapid. Rapid. All right, let's look at a few more examples. Okay, so now I have dentist, pinball, and frantic. Dentist, pinball, frantic. And I will do the first two with you, or you watch me do the first two, and then I want you to try the last one, frantic, on your own. So, if I am trying to identify the amount of syllables in dentist, using my syllable division rules, once again, I start by identifying my vowels. In dentist, I see an E. I know that E is a vowel. I see an I. I know that I is a vowel. So, E and I are my vowels in dentist. Now, after I identify my vowels, I look at what's in between them. I have an N, which is a consonant, not a vowel, and I have a T, which is another consonant, or not a vowel. So, in between my vowels, my E and my I have two consonants, an N and a T. Now, this syllable division rule states that if I have two consonants in between two vowels, I split between the consonants. So, I'm just going to make a little indentation here. And that is where I do my split. Now we have dentist. Dentist. I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I haven't been to the dentist in I don't know how long. I don't know. Anyway, so that's how we split up the syllables there. If I want to identify the syllable types, Same thing. I work syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. So looking at the den syllable, where's my vowel? The E. What's after my E? A consonant, an N. It's closed in with a consonant and it's making the short E sound. I. Sometimes, boys and girls, the short E can make the short I sound. So this is a short vowel. Let me mark with my brief. And then I put my C for closed. And then I move on to my next syllable. Tist, tist. I look for my vowel, this I. What is it closed in with? Remember, I'm only concerned with what's after the vowel. An S and a T. And it's making a short sound. Is it? Tist. The I is making an I. Good. The I sound so short. Let me mark it with a brief. And then identify it as closed. So, if a word like rapid has one consonant in between the two vowels, that consonant goes with the first syllable to keep it closed. If a word like dentist has two consonants in between the vowels, you split in the middle of those two consonants. Dentist. Let's look at pinball. Pinball, you can look at one of two ways. I can work my not phonetic sound rules. I can work my syllable division rules just like I did with dentist. I can look for my vowels. Pinball. The I and the A is two consonants in between there. You split down the middle. Or I can look at pinball as a compound word. And we know that compound words are simply two words that we smush together to make one. And boys and girls, when I'm working with compound words such as pinball, tomcat, sandbox, I simply scoop each individual word. So it looks like this. Pinball. It would be the same way if I actually worked the syllable division rules, but sometimes we can afford to be a little lazy. So, compound word, pinball, and then I go to identify my syllable types. I have an I in pin. It's closed in with an N. It's making the short sound. That's closed. And then I have this A in ball. There's closed in with two L's. This is actually a welded sound. Remember, welded sounds are those sounds that are so close together they might as well be glued. So A-L-L makes the all sound. And in this case, A is acting as a short vowel. Ah. So it's short. It's closed in. That is a closed syllable. Now, let's look at frantic. And this is the one that I want y'all to try to work alone. Frantic. The mall was frantic with Black Friday shoppers the day after Thanksgiving. Frantic just means wild, crazy. So, frantic. I want you to try to scoop the syllables and identify the syllable types in frantic. Remember, we look for our vowels first. We look at what's in between those vowels. And then once we have scooped our syllables, then we work with identifying the types. So write down frantic and see if you can scoop the syllables and identify the types. Okay, and boys and girls, go ahead and pause the video if you are still working. But here is what you should have in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this is what frantic should look like. I followed my same rules as identifying my vowels first in frantic. A and I are my vowels. I look at what's in between them. I have an NT blend, frantic. When I have two consonants, like with dentist, when I have two consonants in between two vowels, I know that I need to split in between those two consonants. Frantic. And remember, boys and girls, when we have that k sound at the end of a multisyllabic word or a word that has more than one syllable, we always end it with that IC, ick. Not ICK, but just IC. Same with words like public, or I go to Sonic for my favorite drink. So that's why frantic is spelled with that IC ending. And then I went ahead and I identified my type. I worked syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. In the first syllable, the Fran, this A is closed in with this N. It's actually another welded sound. Like all in pinball, and is a welded sound. So, that A is closed in with that N. It's making a short sound. And then it is a closed syllable type because of that. Same thing with the I. This I in tick is closed in with the C. It's making the short I sound, and it is a closed syllable type. Okay, and to close today, we are going to end with a little dictation activity. Dictation, of course, is just when I call out words, letters, sounds, and you write them down, spell them to the best of your ability. If I go too fast or you can't keep up, it's okay. This is a video. That's the beauty in recording. You can run it back at your own pace and take your time on this. I do have a Google Doc in Google, not a Google Doc. I do have a Google form in Google Classroom that I want you to record your answers on. If when you submit, it tells you got the answers wrong, don't trip. Google Forms has a horrible answer key. If it tells you got it wrong, don't worry. I'm going to go back in and check them myself. This is not for a grade. However, the one tomorrow will be. So, practice hard on this one. Do your very best. Listen to what I say. Type what you hear. We're going to start out with 3 sounds. Boys and girls, type the letter that makes the J sound. J. Your second sound, write or type the letter that makes the Qu sound. Qu. And if it helps, of course, always repeat after me yourself. And then, boys and girls, for the last sound, write the letter that makes the X sound. X sound. Think about what letter is a combination of K and S. X. So, for your sounds, first letter you should type the letter that makes the J sound. Number 2, type the letter that makes the Qu sound. And then the third sound, type the letter that makes the X sound. Those were your sounds. Number 2, or part 2, section 2, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do some review words. These are words of concepts that we have already learned. Even though I know this year we started at Unit 5, we did still review. So, your first review word is the word munch. Munch. I can't wait to go home and munch on my favorite snack. Munch. Your second review word is twisting. Twisting. They were twisting their bodies on the dance floor. Twisting. So your review words were munch and twisting. And my lights just went off on me. All right. We're going to do some nonsense words. Remember, nonsense words are words that are not real. However, they can still be spelled phonetically or tapped out if you need to. Your first nonsense word, and think about the bonus letter rule, is the word prill. Prill. Tap it out if you need to. Think about that bonus letter rule. I cannot give you a sentence because prill is not a real word. And then your second nonsense word is Bex. Bex. So your nonsense words were prill and Bex. Bex. Moving into current words, and current words are words that we are currently working on concepts for. So these will be multisyllabic words or words that have more than one syllable. Your first current word, boys and girls, is catfish. Catfish. This is a compound word. My mother's favorite food is catfish. Catfish. Your second current word is cobweb. Cobweb. Halloween is coming soon, and you might see a cobweb or two. Cobweb. Your third current word is habit. Habit. She had a horrible habit of biting her fingernails. Habit. Habit. Your fourth current word is valid. Valid. Did you have a valid reason for skipping school? There's never a valid reason for skipping school. Valid. Valid. Boys and girls, your fifth current word is clinic. Clinic. Remember the rule for spelling that k sound at the end of a multisyllabic word. I went to the clinic for my flu shot. Clinic. Clinic. And then your last current word, another word that you need that k ending for a multisyllabic word, static. Static. The radio station was full of static. Static. So you should have catfish, cobweb, habit, valid, clinic, and static. Boys and girls, we're going to move on to phrases. We're going to do 4 phrases. Remember, phrases are just bits and pieces of sentences. Your first phrase is, and don't worry about capitalization or punctuation, these aren't regular sentences. Friend is upset. Friend is upset. Your second phrase is, was not public. Was not public. Your third phrase is, punish the kids. Punish the kids. And then your final phrase is solid as rock. Solid as rock. And then to close, we're going to do 2 sentences. Now, boys and girls, I do want proper capitalization and punctuation on these sentences. Children, we always capitalize the first word of a sentence. We also must end it with punctuation. So, I want to see some good capitalization and punctuation. We're 5th graders. Your first sentence. Did you have relish on your hot dog? Did you have relish on your hot dog? And think about what a question needs to end with, what type of punctuation. And then your final bit of this dictation practice in your second sentence is, the front of the cabin is solid. The front of the cabin is solid. So boys and girls, in Google Classroom, I am putting your syllable division notes about the rules we've learned so far. Also, a Google form for you to fill out all this stuff I just dictated to you. Remember, it's not for a grade, but tomorrow's will be. So please do your very best on this. This is good practice. Thank you.